3 weeks ago, I decided to start a Pokemon card business from scratch. Today, we actually made slightly over $1,500 in sales. Let's get into the reality of what it looks like to start a Pokemon card business. Hi, I'm John. I'm the owner of Jed's Card Shop. We're a new TCG business that predominantly focuses on Pokemon cards, and this channel is to document the journey, the wins and the losses, and everything in between. If you're returning, welcome back. Thanks for coming. So I want to get into this today, and I started this. I know it was a little clickbaity, but the reality is we did do over $1,500 in sales. But I want to be very specific, that's not profit. And this video is not a get rich quick video. But before you start thinking that this is easy money, there is a lot of time and energy that has to go into this. So obviously we talked about it on our last review video, all the different platforms that were on the website and everything. And there's a couple of new updates on this. So on our Instagram account, we have got over 200 followers. I'm very thankful for that. A lot of interaction has came through Instagram, believe it or not. YouTube, we're actually getting a couple of followers. I had one video, had over 1,500 views on it. Website, we're finally getting things put on there. We got a couple of new orders coming in, which I'm really excited. More to come on that, because I'm really hoping to really get the website going. That's one of my biggest goals. But now let's talk about when you've got $1,500. Let's talk about some of the realities on it. So all of our sales did come from TCG Player. So when you're talking about $1,500 of sales on TCG Player, right out of the gate, you can pretty much factor in $187 and some odd cents in just fees right out of the gate. And that's before shipping. And I think there's a 30-cent per transaction credit card fee you also have to pay on top of that. So that does take a pretty big hit on your sales. And their fees is sales plus shipping. So always factor that into your pricing. But when you're talking about shipping and stuff, it does add up, because realistically we do try to put, especially on our lower end stuff, we do try to put it in plain white envelopes with one stamp. But here's the reality of when you're selling a lot of bulk, and if you try this, you'll come to realize you can only put so many cards in an envelope before it looks questionable. So in situations like that, you're using other resources to sell those 10 cent, 15 cent, 20 cent cards. So definitely be careful if you really get into the bulk side of things, and really weigh out what it's going to look like on the shipping. Now the time investment so far, let's get into that, because when I started this, as you all know, I am a father of 4. I'm a husband. I do have a full-time career that is very demanding. And I try to do this part-time when I have time. A lot of times I'm taking my lunch break, doing research, working on the website, responding to emails, maybe even just trying to brainstorm on what the next content video is going to be, because creating content for me, that's still one of the biggest struggles, is trying to find that balance on what to actually say and what I want to say, but at the same time remaining authentic, so you know exactly what you're getting. And it kind of wears you out over time. So what does my day-to-day look like to sell $1,500? So when I come home, I usually get off work around 5, and I do live at the beach, and traffic at a beach is always chaotic. So I've got about an hour ride home every day, where honestly I spend that time just listening to my favorite YouTubers, and just trying to learn more. I'm always learning, always trying to figure something out. So I get home, I want to see my kids, I want to play with my kids, I want my family to know that they're important to me. So you spend time with them, you give them your energy. Usually after dinner, I'll lay my little daughter down, usually around 8 p.m. And then after she goes to bed, I try to spend a little bit of time with my wife. And then, so roughly we're 9:30, and then I come inside my office, and I try to work. I try to put in about three to 4 hours most nights, and that's packaging orders, taking pictures, filming videos, looking up market trends, adjusting pricing. Try to spend time growing the business as much as I can. So I will tell you right out of the gate, yes, that is $1,500 is not a little amount of money. To some people it is. To most people, who wouldn't like an extra $1,500 a month? But just know, if you're getting into this and you want to do it, there is a large time commitment that a lot of people isn't going to talk about. And that's the reality of it, because I do typically spend my Saturdays filming my YouTube videos, filming my shorts, unless something takes place during the week that just really sparks something. But I do try to make the videos look the best I can. So when you have that, I need time in a little studio, a little bit of light, because guess what? I don't have natural light when I get home from work. So that's kind of the day-to-day. As far as everything else, I'm really excited. I feel like I'm finally gaining a little bit of momentum. I've got some exciting news that's going to come out in the next video, so I'm not going to spoil that. My TCG player, we are level 4. We have done enough sales at TCG play, we're still level 3, but we have done enough sales, and our reviews are at 100%. So we should be level 4 within the next week, which I am super excited on that, because that was my first challenge. Now, with that being said, my goal eventually is to get more customers to my website. All in all, this has been such a fun ride. I'm really excited for what the future holds on this. I'm really excited to keep this going. Eventually, I'm going to learn how to make a decent YouTube video. Eventually, I'm going to learn how to do this. I am trying. We are trying to make very small improvements as time allows. But all in all, this has been an exciting journey so far. I've learned a lot, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. If you want to see where this journey takes us, please feel free to be part of it. But until next time, goodbye.